Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there lived a kind and hardworking woman named Anele. Anele was married to a man named Chinedu. Anele loved Chinedu with all her heart. She woke up early every morning to cook his favorite meals, cleaned their little house until it sparkled, and even helped him with his work on the farm. Chinedu and Anele had been married for 5 years. Everyone in the village admired them because they always seemed so happy together. Anele believed that their love would last forever, but she didn't know that Chinedu was hiding a secret from her. One sunny day, Anele was walking back from the market with a basket full of fresh vegetables. She was excited to make a special dinner for Chinedu. As she walked, she heard two women whispering by the roadside. They didn't see her, so they didn't stop their conversation. "Did you hear? Chinedu has been spending a lot of time with Ada," one woman said. "Yes, I saw them together at the river last evening. Poor Anele, she does everything for him," the other replied. Anele's heart sank. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Ada was a beautiful woman from the village, and Anele had always trusted Chinedu. She hurried home, her mind racing with thoughts and questions. When Chinedu came home that evening, Anele tried to act normal. She served him his favorite meal, jollof rice with fried plantains, and sat quietly at the table, watching him eat. Chinedu chatted happily about his day, but Anele couldn't focus on his words. All she could think about was what the women had said. After dinner, Anele decided to talk to Chinedu. She took a deep breath and said, "Chinedu, I heard something today that has made me very sad. Is it true that you have been seeing Ada?" Chinedu's smile disappeared, and he looked guilty. He didn't know what to say. Anele felt tears welling up in her eyes, but she held them back. She needed to hear the truth. "Yes, Anele, it's true," Chinedu finally admitted. "I have been seeing Ada. I'm so sorry. I never wanted to hurt you." Anele's heart broke into a million pieces. She couldn't understand why Chinedu would do such a thing, especially after everything she had done for him. She had always been there for him, supported him, and loved him with all her heart. She stood up feeling a mixture of anger and sadness. "Why, Chinedu, why would you betray me like this?" she asked, her voice trembling. Chinedu looked down at his hands, unable to meet her eyes. "I don't know, Anele. I made a mistake. I got carried away and didn't think about how it would hurt you." Anele shook her head, tears streaming down her face now. She couldn't bear to stay in the same room as Chinedu. She ran out of the house seeking comfort from her best friend Zainab. Zainab hugged Anele tightly and listened as she poured out her heart. "Anele, you are strong, and you deserve better. You need to decide what will make you happy," Zainab said gently. Anele nodded, knowing her friend was right. She had to make a decision about her future with Chinedu. But for now, she just needed time to heal and think about everything that had happened. For the next few days, Anele stayed with Zainab. She felt safe there and needed time to think about what to do next. Every night, she lay awake, remembering the good times she had shared with Chinedu and wondering why he had hurt her so deeply. One evening, as Anele was helping Zainab prepare dinner, she heard a knock at the door. When Zainab opened it, there stood Chinedu, looking tired and sad. He held a small bouquet of wildflowers in his hand. "Anele, can we talk?" Chinedu asked softly. Anele hesitated but finally agreed. She stepped outside and they walked a little way from the house, finding a quiet spot under a large mango tree. The evening sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the village. "Anele, I know I've hurt you deeply, and I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm asking for another chance," Chinedu said, his voice filled with regret. Anele looked at him, feeling the pain in her heart. "Chinedu, how can I trust you again? You broke my heart and betrayed our love," she said, tears forming in her eyes. Chinedu nodded, understanding her pain. "I know it won't be easy and I have a lot to make up for, but I promise, Anele, I will do everything I can to earn your trust back. I realize now how much you mean to me, and I don't want to lose you. Anele sighed, wiping her tears away. Chinedu, I need time. I need to heal and think about what I want. I can't just forgive you right away. Chinedu nodded. I understand. Anele, take all the time you need. I will be here waiting and proving to you that I can be a better man. With that, Chinedu handed her the bouquet of wildflowers. Anele took them, feeling a mix of emotions. She watched as Chinedu walked away, back towards their home. For the next few weeks, Anele focused on herself. She spent time with Zainab, helping her with her children and enjoying the company of her friend. She also visited her parents, who lived in a nearby village, and found comfort in their love and support. Chinedu, on the other hand, tried his best to show Anele that he had changed. He stopped seeing Ada and devoted himself to his work and helping the community. He repaired broken fences, helped with the village's water supply, and even organized a small festival for the children. The villagers noticed the change in Chinedu and began to talk about how he was trying to win back Anele's love. Some people said he deserved another chance, while others believed Anele should move on. Anele listened to their opinions but knew that the decision was ultimately hers to make. One day, as Anele was walking through the village, she saw Chinedu playing with the children at the festival he had organized. He looked so happy, and the children were laughing and having fun. For the first time in weeks, Anele felt a small glimmer of hope. That evening, Anele sat with Zainab and talked about everything she had been feeling. Zainab, I see that Chinedu is trying to change, but I'm still afraid. What if he hurts me again? She asked. Zainab smiled gently. Anele, only you can decide what is best for you. If you believe Chinedu deserves another chance, then follow your heart. But if you think you can't trust him anymore, then it's okay to move on. Whatever you choose, remember that you are strong and you deserve to be happy. Anele nodded, knowing that her friend was right. That night, she thought long and hard about her future and what would make her truly happy. The next morning, Anele woke up with a sense of clarity. She walked to her house, where Chinedu was already awake, tending to the garden. When he saw her, he stood up, hope shining in his eyes. Chinedu, I've thought about everything, Anele began. I see that you're trying to change, and I appreciate that. I'm willing to give you another chance, but it will take time for me to trust you again. We will need to rebuild our relationship slowly. Chinedu nodded, a tear of relief rolling down his cheek. Thank you, Anele. I promise I will never hurt you again. I will spend every day proving my love and earning your trust, and so Anele and Chinedu began the slow process of rebuilding their relationship. It wasn't easy, and there were still moments of doubt and fear, but with patience, understanding, and a lot of love, they started to find their way back to each other. Their journey was just beginning, and only time would tell where it would lead.